It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to inspire, our mission is to improve, and our mission is to help you, the entrepreneur, have the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Gerri. Pronounce your last name again for me, please. Knilans. Okay, I got it now. She's in the building. She'll be talking about benefits and challenges of entrepreneurship. How are you doing, Gerri?
I'm great today. Nice to see you. Nice to talk to you. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Now, we're talking about the benefits and challenges of entrepreneurship. We'll get to your backstory in a few minutes. Folks are Googling you. They're probably reading the bio and all that cool stuff. But I'm curious, why, in your opinion, are entrepreneurs struggling to be successful as a business owner? Like, what are some of the challenges they have these days?
I think there are a couple of challenges. One is leadership. They may be an expert in their field. They may have a lot of subject matter expertise or product knowledge, but they really don't know about leadership. That's one reason. A second reason entrepreneurs are struggling is they don't have a written plan that they follow. And it's a big mistake. You say, well, I have a plan, it's in my head, but unless it's written down, I think it's a problem because things fall through the cracks and it's not funded. And I think a third reason that entrepreneurs are struggling is they don't really understand their vision. Why are they in business? They may know what their business is. They may have a process, but they don't know why, so it's hard to engage. Fourth reason is entrepreneurs don't really understand sales. And sales is the only revenue that brings in the dollars.
You know, that's not fair. You mentioned sales. That's just not fair. I love that, by the way. Before we get into them, let me ask a question about sales. Because you've been doing this for a number of years. Why do people have a resistance to sales? I mean, you're an expert in marketing, you're an expert in a lot of different disciplines, but why do you feel, based on your knowledge and experience, do people resist sales?
I think it's more about understanding people. They don't understand that people buy emotionally. They don't sell benefits. They don't answer the problem, what will it do for me? So I also think that sales got a bad rap a long time ago with car salesmen and salespeople that came to your home and knocked on your door and were selling vacuum cleaners. I mean, that's a long time ago. But still, I think that people weren't professional. They were slick. They promised the sun, the moon, and the stars and didn't deliver.
Yeah. And I know marketing is one of the key areas. We're going to talk about what does leadership mean, but what's your definition of marketing? Because while I love sales, marketing is a key component. It does help out a lot. And some people think marketing is just their logo or just what the colors they have. I'm just curious where we are in the world today. What does marketing look like and feel like to you these days?
Well, I think marketing supports sales, and you can't have one without the other. So it's the marketing activity that will help the salespeople do a better job. So marketing is everything that comes with your messaging, your branding, your communications, how often you reach out to prospects and customers. Do you really solve problems for your target audiences? And that's what marketing is all about. And it starts with a plan. Can't say that often enough.
And you mentioned plan, and we're going to get into a little bit about how people can plan. But before that, you talked about having a vision for your company. And a number of folks who are watching, at least the show, there are a lot more dualpreneurs, by the way, guys. They work full-time jobs. They want you to know that. They're also a full-time entrepreneur. Many of them are moms or dads. They also have responsibilities where they have to take care of the kids, or they may be a caregiver. Many of them are involved in their community activities. Like, whoa, I've got so much going on these days. Um, how does Gerri take all the multiple things going on for someone like myself? What advice would you give to me who really wants to build a profitable entrepreneur business, but I have so much going on? So two-part question. Number one, how does she prioritize things? Number one. And number two, what advice would you give someone like me?
Don't know you well enough to give you advice. However, I believe that marketing starts with a plan, and that plan has to include a vision, a mission, quantifiable goals, strategies for achieving the goals, tactics, and that's where people stop. But there's much more. You need a budget, you need a schedule, you need to be able to assign responsibilities, and you need to monitor. The plan doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be 25 pages and sit on the shelf. It should be actionable. 3 pages should suffice. So if you're an entrepreneur and trying to do it all yourself, I'd say you're in for a long, hard struggle. So the key is to engage with others. And it could be virtually, it could be part time, it could be family members, it could be friends and associates, but you can't do it alone.
You can't do it alone. And as you're speaking now, folks, like, she's making a lot of sense. I mean, it's right on target. Maybe wondering, Shay, as she's speaking, I didn't get a chance to read her bio, Shay. I'm listening to the podcast right now. She's in my ears. For someone else, they're watching you online and is playing on their computer. Like, Shay, you talk about looking at the bio. I didn't go read the bio, but I love what she's saying. I love what her thought process. But who is Gerri? Slow down for a moment. Then you can speed back up. So I'll slow down and we'll ask the question, the proverbial question: who are you, and what's your backstory that led you to doing what you're doing now? The audience wants to know.
Interesting. Well, I'm a native Californian, and I've lived here all my life. Went to college at UC Santa Cruz, way back when there weren't even dorms built. I learned at a very young age I was not cut out for the corporate world. I didn't believe in standard operating procedures and punching a clock. That made no sense to me. It stifled creativity. So at a very young age, I bought a preschool and kindergarten, and that's how I started my entrepreneur journey. And I learned a lot. You learn on the job. You learn by reading. You learn by talking to other people. You learn by taking classes. And I think that's really key for an entrepreneur, is that continuous ongoing learning. After 5 years of owning and operating my own school, I was invited to join a marketing consulting practice, and I did that for a number of years. Learned a lot about business, about marketing, what works and what doesn't work, especially how to service clients and the importance of paying attention and showing an interest in them. And 29 years ago, I started Trade Press Services, and I haven't looked back. I love what I do, and I'm very fortunate. I have a great team that I work with. We've been writing articles, getting them published. We write books, we write newsletters, website content, all kinds of marketing communications, and we're just thrilled to be of service to our clients. We have a 100% success rate.
And that's one of the things that really attracted me when I saw your name, was the ability that you listed, which was visibility and the importance of visibility. And I think that's one area that's often overlooked. I think that entrepreneurs go build it, and they believe that the old proverbial, they believe they'll just come. And that's not always the case. Take a moment and talk about visibility and the importance of that. Because I think, yeah, sales, we need that to make the money. And I agree with you, marketing always has some cool messaging. But at the end of the day, people got to be able to know you're on the planet. So take a moment and talk about the power of visibility and why that's so important for entrepreneurship.
Okay. There are three approaches to visibility. One is messaging. So you have to have messaging. You have to know what you want to say to be engaging to the marketplace. Secondly, you need to look at frequency. How often do you want to really communicate with your target audience? If you make a phone call once a quarter or you send out an email once every 6 months, you're not getting the visibility you need. So strategy and messaging go together, frequency of contact, and then the last thing is, where do your target audience hang out? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Twitter? Are they on LinkedIn? Do they go to conferences? Do they read magazines? Do they respond to email? Do they like direct mail? You have to figure that out. So, in order to increase your visibility, you want to be better at choosing the right marketing channels. You want to be better at picking the right messages that resonate, and you want to be better at uh, at your frequency of contact.
Frequency of contact. There's also benefits of entrepreneurship. We talked about some of the challenges, and this might sound overly simplistic, ladies and gentlemen, but I want you to listen because it's not. And I'm going to ask the question, which are, what are the three biggest benefits, or three benefits, I would say, of entrepreneurship? And why do I ask the question? Why do I say that? Some of you is going to be a reminder, and for others, you're like, I didn't look at it that way. So my question, Gerri, when we talk about benefits, what are maybe two or three of the benefits of entrepreneurship?
Freedom to control your own destiny. There's a tremendous amount of satisfaction and pride that comes from accomplishing something that's important to you. So I think that that's one of the biggest benefits of entrepreneurship. I think, secondly, it's giving back. You make the decision about what you're contributing to society and how you're making a contribution to the quality of lives of other people. There's a great deal of satisfaction in those two items.
Freedom. Did you mention unlimited income? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I mean, it's still the highest paid profession in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Being an entrepreneur, it's okay. Okay, I I know I come back to the money. I'm a sales guy. I mean, what can I say? But unlimited financial potential, isn't that just incredible? You can make as much money as you want. You can solve as many problems as you want. Jerry, we have a segment here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show called Today is My January 1st. And for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know what I'm about to do. You can go ahead and say those magical words. Today is my January 1st. And for those folks who are tuning in for the very first time and you're curious, what is today is my January 1st? Today is my January 1st is our personal mantra at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means the past, no matter how dark and gloomy the past is or how bright and sunny the past is, the past no longer equals our future. And so my question for Gerri on the other side is really a two-part question. Number one, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? What do you hear? And number two, what was a moment in your career or business or life where there was a setback, where things didn't go the way you thought they were? And how did you bounce back from it? Now, maybe life's been perfect. If it is, just say, hey, Shay, I've had a perfect life. And that's cool. But I'm always curious, man, what was one of the challenges you had and how did you overcome it?
Wow, powerful questions. Very thought provoking. My January 1st is really related to the shoemaker story. The shoemaker makes shoes for everybody else, but doesn't make them for himself or his family. So I go back to that vision, and I think we need to do a better job of aligning our associates with our vision and our values and why we're in business. I want them to connect to the people they work with, whether it's clients, vendors, writers, anybody, their own associates. So that's my January 1st, is to really make sure that everybody we work with knows why we're in business and shares that dream. The second question that relates to setbacks,
Yeah.
well, I guess there are two things. First of all, I have a client who wrote a book called "Don't Tell Me I Can't Do It," and that's why I'm an entrepreneur, because I have that attitude. And don't tell me I can't do it. If I make mistakes, I make mistakes, but I get up, I dust myself off, and I start again. So in some ways, there's no failure. Something didn't work, but it doesn't mean that you fail. So you pursue it. So I come back to an issue that I've recently experienced where we grew so fast and we weren't really prepared for that growth. And so we weren't staffed. So everybody is stressed and under pressure, and we don't want them to operate that way. And one of the reasons why is because I didn't really recognize the need to have backup, to have two people at least doing the same job. So if one of them left or if we grew rapidly, that we would never be in a position where we couldn't handle the growth. So that's something that I'm dealing with now, is, staffing up, onboarding, training, and bringing on new people.
Wow. That makes a lot of sense. Hold on one moment, okay? Make sure I got that. Perfect. Got it. I love it. Yes. The next question that I have back over to you is, what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? You just shared a setback story. Thanks for being so authentic and real. Sometimes people don't share those type of stories, and it's good to know that you grew faster and you made the adjustments and you made the changes. So thanks for sharing that. Sometimes people look at where you are today and think she's always been that way for her. So thanks for sharing that. I like to ask the question, what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given and why?
Well, there are two answers to that question. One is what I was given personally by my mentor and former marketing consulting partner. He's since passed on. But he guided me in what's important in client servicing. He had 59 rules, and I had to learn all of them. And one of them was always have an agenda at a meeting. And whenever you're asked to do something by a client or anybody, tell them when you're going to get it done by. It doesn't mean you have to get it done today or tomorrow, but let them know the deadline. So that was one of the best pieces of advice that I got personally. Secondly, there's a book written by Michael Gerber called The E-Myth Revisited. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it.
Yes, I
I think
am.
it's one of the best books out there because it talks about what entrepreneurs need, and it's very rare to find all three qualities in one person: the management, capabilities, the product or service specialization, and the operations. And not everybody can handle all three. Not everybody has the skills in all three, but you need them in every company.
Wow. As I'm listening to you, there's two things that I like that I hear. Number one is that you're so authentic. And Michael Gerber, I love it. What I took away from that book is that systems beat goals every single time. And it's one of the things that I adopted from that book. So, wow, it's pretty cool. And ladies and gentlemen, when I asked the question, what's one of the best pieces of advice you ever been given, I should have prefaced it and let you know she's had a lot of mentors in this journey of life. She's read so many books. I'm not sure she could probably remember all the books and all the videos she's watched over these years. but she's giving you something straight from her heart, and we appreciate that. Gerri, what do you enjoy most about what you do these days? I mean, you could be doing a lot of things with your time. What do you enjoy most about it?
I still enjoy learning. And
Mm.
with the number of articles that we're writing for clients on topics that range from human resource strategies to IT, AI, cloud, digital transformation, construction management. I love learning about different industries, and I get to read interesting articles and edit them before they go to publications. So that's what I enjoy most about the daily work that I do. But on a bigger picture, I really value being of service to others. And that's what's important to me. And very often I've said to people, we might not be the right company for you, or you may not want to stay with us as an associate. You may have other goals and dreams. And if I can help you achieve those, that's what I want to do.
I love it. Wow. What do you do for fun these days? I mean, other than saving the world and helping people, I think with the second most important thing in business, I think the first one is obviously sales, but that visibility, the marketing, getting their message out, making sure that people understand the words that they're using and talking to their target audience. There's no higher, I think, position or a function in a company than that. I mean, it's just an incredible feat to be able to take what someone knows and communicate it. But I'm curious, what do you do for fun when you're not out saving the world?
Well, there are two hobbies that I have, two passions really. One is travel. I used to kid, I travel with passport in hand, and anytime I pass an airport, I'm ready. So I love
Where do you
international
like to
travel.
go? Where do you like to travel? We're just curious. We're all nosy. I mean, I know, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. I'm going to ask her. Where does she like to travel to? Is it overseas? Is it one particular place?
Anywhere and everywhere. I've been throughout Europe, throughout Canada, throughout Asia. Have not been to Africa yet,
Wow.
but I'd like to go there soon. I've been to South America, but haven't been to enough of the countries that I'd like to visit. So traveling is one of my biggest passions, but my daily passion is being a duplicate bridge player.
I saw that on the thing, man. That's kind of cool. It seems like you're enjoying what you're doing. As we come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients is your firm looking to work with these days? If your firm's taking on any clients, I don't know. And number two, how can folks connect with you? How can they stay in this conversation over and beyond today?
No, well, thank you for that. We have two distinct target audiences. One is a niche market that we developed. We work with individuals who are applying for immigration visas. And as part of the application process, they need to demonstrate extraordinary ability by becoming a published author. So that's one of our target audiences. The more traditional target audience is corporate clients. While we are industry agnostic, we've done a lot of work with professional services firms, with equipment manufacturers, and with technology companies, whether it's hardware, software, integration, cloud transformations, all of the above. People can get in touch with me on LinkedIn, Gerri Knilans, Trade Press Services, by email, Gerri, Gerri, at tradepressservices.com. We also have a Twitter feed. I am not on Facebook personally, but some of my team members are.
Mm. Well, tell
And
you
our
what, let
phone
me
number,
say, go ahead.
old fashioned phone number, 805 496 8850. And thank you.
I love it, old fashioned way. I love it. Well, with that being said, let me say thank you so much to you and Jeremy for connecting us. Thanks for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate it. Got to have you back again.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
And thank you. Thank you to the audience. Thank you for tuning in. Without you, there is no show. And I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that you are amazing, that you are incredible, that you're one special individual, and that no matter what's going on in your life, no matter how well you're doing or what challenges, that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. God bless. We wish you success. Bye-bye. Thank you, Jeremy. Peace, everybody.